Will it be harder to get a green card for my spouse in 2025? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States at our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. We are entering a new era. The Trump administration took office recently, and they are promising to make legal immigration to the United States a whole lot harder, and that includes the spouses of U.S. citizens. So we're going to talk about two kinds of cases. We're going to talk about when a U.S. citizen's spouse is inside the United States and when a U.S. citizen's spouse is outside the United States. And for both of those kinds of cases, it is an undeniable fact that things will go slower under the Trump administration. Now, things were not going quickly under Joe Biden. Joe Biden did nothing to make immigration for the spouses of U.S. citizens easier during the 4 years that he was in office. COVID and the prior Trump administration basically brought to a halt immigration visas and green cards for spouses from certain countries. And overall, we saw a general slowdown in these kinds of cases. Right now, at the start of the second Trump administration, we're seeing cases take 2.5 years for the spouse of a U.S. citizen to come on an immigrant visa. Green card cases are taking 14 to 16 months in the United States for something that ultimately takes about 25 minutes to 30 minutes of work for an immigration officer. So you can be darn sure that while Biden did nothing to speed this up, that both for green card cases when the spouse is in the United States and immigrant visas when the spouse is overseas are going to get even slower. And the reason for that is that the Trump administration is going to require an interview for every green card case here in the United States. So let's talk about those cases first. Requiring an interview in every single green card case means that immigration officers will have less time to adjudicate cases, and that means the backlog will grow and grow. In fact, President Trump has signed an executive order allegedly freezing immigration hiring of many different government agencies. And while that's taking place, the agencies will go even slower and slower. So the things like the border wall and birthright citizenship are getting a lot of the attention of the media, and rightly so. But at the same time, there are these administrative things that the Trump administration will do by not allowing USCIS to hire additional officers, by prohibiting federal agencies like the State Department from expanding the number of workers that they have to handle these cases. So in the green card context, you can expect delays to take 2 years or longer. And that, of course, is by design, because what the Trump administration is really after is slowing down not just illegal immigration in the United States, but legal immigration. But when it comes to the embassies, that's where you're really going to see a slowdown. If the agencies and the State Department is not allowed to hire new employees, then the backlogs that we're seeing are going to get worse and worse. And of course, that is what they want. So now, if it takes 16 months for USCIS to adjudicate the initial I-130, and if it takes the National Visa Center 3 or 4 months to process the case, and if it's taking the embassies up to a year or two to schedule a case for interview, you can expect all those processing times to double. So at the end of the day, it is going to be much slower and take much longer for your spouse to either adjust their status here in the United States from a student visa to, say, a green card holder, or to receive an immigrant visa to come to the United States. It's going to be a hardship on the families. It's going to drive wedges between spouses. It's going to make life harder for all kinds of immigrants. And that is what Stephen Miller, Steve Bannon, and Donald Trump are after. So don't expect things to go any faster in the next 4 years when it comes to marriage-based green cards or immigrant visa cases. If you're looking to start the process or want our help, or if you want us to help sue USCIS or the State Department because you're sick of waiting, feel free to give us a call at 314-961-8200 or email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. If you're just looking for free resources, we have a ton of them for you. You can follow us on TikTok at Immigration Hacking. You can join our Facebook group, which is called Immigrant Home. We'd love to have you there. We have thousands and thousands of members in there talking about the immigration process. You can also follow us on Instagram at Hacking Immigration Law LLC. We also have our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to the channel. You can sign up for updates and turn on the alarm bells for whenever we post a new video. You can also join me 3 or 4 times a week on the Immigration Answer Show. That's a free show that I do on YouTube and Facebook, in which I just answer people's immigration questions for a full hour. Thanks so much for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.